if, as Senator Kruger described, starting in the city, working out concentric circles, what that would mean to those of us who are not representing the city, or portions of the city, but representing the outer counties, both in Long Island and in the Hudson Valley, the city has about 87% of the ridership. The island has about 7%, and the Mid-Hudson has about 6%, and that's probably predominantly Westchester. So for the now famous or infamous quarter pounders, I'll use a word that I'm sure Senator Kruger is familiar with, a portion, because it talks about a portion. I don't know whether that portion is 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%. I have no idea. But for the quarter pounders, it means bupkis, absolute bupkis. There's just, and it's coming from the general fund, and I'm not aware. You know, we're talking about a new paradigm, at least that's what I'm hearing. I'm not aware it's a new paradigm to raid the general fund for the first time for an authority, whether that's wise governance, and I say that notwithstanding the fact that I would certainly welcome some form of relief for my district. And just generally on the resolution, I heard Senator Kruger, and I wrote it down, refer to this as a roadmap to victory, and I jotted alongside that to me, I viewed it more as a formula that compounds failure. And as Senator DeFrancisco pointed out in his earlier remarks, we seem to have forgotten that we are in the dying throes of one of the most horrendous budgets that this state has ever seen, when in the midst of the Great Depression, we adopted a budget, the other side of the aisle adopted a budget which basically imposed some $12 billion in additional spending and about $8.5 billion in additional taxes. And if this is our first step today, we ignored the first step that we took last time. We've managed to forget last year's budget apparently already. What we need is not business as usual. What we need is something that provides us a fiscal plan, something that avoids borrowing, something that deals with the structural deficit, and certainly something that does not add to the out-year deficit as this proposal resolution would. So I look forward to the process, and hopefully what we will wind up will be something that's vastly improved and reflects an effort to incorporate some of the things that we have been offering and suggesting here, not only last year, but this year as well. Thank you, Mr. President.